Hello Lefty Wannabes and welcome to my channel Right Left Hand. It is day 361. Let's get started. We're in week 52, so we will continue writing the date, the day, the sentence, both upper and lowercase 2 times, the quote, both upper and lowercase 2 times, increasing numbers and symbols. And the sentence is, 2 driven jocks help fax my big quiz. Again, we're writing that because it's a pangram containing all the letters of the alphabet, and we want to practice those letters in a variety of ways. And the quote is, "Therefore, the good of man must be the end of the science of politics," by Aristotle. Let's go ahead and get started. As per usual, we're going to write the date over in the left-hand margin. 361 is December 28th. Or actually, it's December 27th. I wish it was December 28th, 2017. And it is Wednesday. Alright, and we'll go ahead and get started with our first sentence. So 2 driven jocks help fax my big quiz. And I guess I was getting ahead of myself, because it's only the 27th. But, you know, time has really passed by. And so I think that's one reason why I'm thinking that it's later than it really is. So yeah. But other than that, you know, we're still just chugging through. 5 more days until the end of this year. 5 more days. That's just hard to believe and hard to think about. And hopefully, you know, everybody else has made it through with either with writing with their left hand or with other New Year's resolutions you guys had. It doesn't matter which one or the magnitude. Just hopefully you did it, carried through, and you make it to the end, because we still have, like I said, 5 days left. So you don't want to call it quits too early. And I think it's 5 days including today. So, yeah. But anyways, you know, there's still a lot to do, a lot to have to get done. So we're just gonna do it. All right, and finally finish off with the sentence in all caps, because we might as well. No, not because we might as well, but because that's part of the lesson plan. And we don't want to deviate so close to the end. We want to keep it all good, keep it all in line with what we need to do, because that's what the point of the New Year's resolution and the plan is. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the quote, which is, "Therefore, the good of man must be the end of the science of politics," by Aristotle. So, you know, I usually have a reason for picking these quotes. And so for this one, it was a little more confusing, because why would you want to end politics? Why would you think that it was good for man to abolish politics? Because we, you know, have politics. It's just part of human nature. But then I thought a little bit more about it. And I guess I'll finish writing this so that you can see it and not just, you know, have me say it for you, because that might be a little harder to follow along. I'm just talking about something that you can't see. So it says, therefore, the good of man must be the end of the science of politics. That's by Aristotle. So, one thing to think about is Aristotle is usually talking about virtue and goodness and stuff like that. And so some of his other quotes, which I haven't used on here, just because they're not as applicable, I don't think. But he talks a lot about the different forms of government, like monarchy, democracy, oligarchy. He doesn't really have much good to say about any of them. So, he could be thinking that we don't need any institutions to lead people. But that would be wrong because what this really means, and we've had another quote where it says the end of something, like the end of man, or the end of something is for this, and so it's not the end of politics. It's not like completely obliterating politics, or politics, not apolitics. But it is the goal of politics should be the good of man. So I know I went around in a kind of roundabout way to say that all, but what this is saying is that the good of man must be the goal of politics. So whatever institution that people choose, stuff like that, that's what you need to be focusing on in the game, in the world of politics. So it's just the translation, I think, because there's a word telos, which means the goal or the end, and so, or the purpose of which. And so that's why he's saying here that the end of politics is the good of man. Now, I bet there are some people out there who are saying, like, yeah, end politics, we don't need it. But that's not what Aristotle's saying in this, so won't promote that that idea under his name. And we'll go ahead and finish off this quote in its last form of all caps. Yep. So, like normal, Aristotle's, thinking about the good of man, what they need, the purpose of things in life. So, yeah. I bet it would have been cool to meet Aristotle. Or maybe not, because if he was just always talking about this kind of stuff, it's like, well, do you want to talk about the Olympics or some sort of recreation? But no, I think he would. But, because he talks about leisure, because the end of labor is leisure. So that's the previous one that we had where he talks about the end of something. So that's what I was trying to think of. But we're done with this quote, so now we'll move on to the numbers in just 1 second. All right, we left off on 2,800 last time, so we'll go 2,801 up to 2,820. So it'll be drawing these a little bit close together, but I don't think they need to be that close. All right. And yeah, now it's all coming out good. It's coming out just fine. However you want to say it. But it's good to see that these are coming out well. That, all this practice is surely paying off now, because we can write these these numbers fairly well, fairly easily. So yeah. And just keep on writing these because I have time. And it's actually a little smaller than the previous decade because the ones are skinnier. So yeah. All right, now we'll go ahead and move on to the symbols and finish off our day. So yeah. Hopefully you guys are getting some good practice in all of this. And for all the people who watch this, 3 years down the line or whatever, hopefully you're getting practice from all this too. Again, that's the cool thing about videos is they can last for a while and people will keep on watching it. All right, there you have it, day 361. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow and every day to practice with me. Alrighty, goodbye.